Good day, ladies and gentlemen. It's me, the one and only Adrian Chambly, and today I want to talk about one of my all-time favorite Nintendo consoles in general, and that's the Super Nintendo. I remember back in 1991, I was a little kid. I think I was about 4 years old. I remember seeing the commercial for it, and they're advertising this game right here, Super Mario Brothers World. Yeah, they're advertising Mario World, and I've always been a Mario fan in the past. I remember playing the original when I was little. I was probably about 2 or 3 years old when I played the original. And I remember seeing Mario 3 a lot, and we never owned Mario 3, at least at that time. But my cousin did. We always played at her house after church, or remember we visited my grandmother. But this game right here, I seen commercials for this game, and it looked pretty cool. I remember showing Mario climbing the cage in the castle and him having a cave and seeing Yoshi and all that stuff. I was like, wow, that looks really cool. But of course, I was too young to get a console. It was my brother who got the Super Nintendo, and he remember him looking at that, and I kept showing the commercial too because I believe we were watching like Family Matters. Those TGIF or watching Family Matters or Step by Step, one of those TGIF shows. Or it could have been Full House, I don't remember. But we're watching one of those shows, and they kept showing the commercial. My brother said, I'm going to get one of those for Christmas. And Christmas morning, he got one. I would show the actual console, but somewhere in my room, somewhere in my closet. I don't want to pull it out right now. But it was one of those epic Christmases. I remember my dad hooking it up, and it was late at night. It was me, my grandmother, I believe my grandfather was there too. I'm sure my grandfather was there too. My brother, obviously, my mom and dad, and we all start playing the game. We couldn't get past the third level, but because what we did was we usually get up around midnight for Christmas. We open our gifts, play with them, and go to bed. I remember I got a WWE toy wrestling ring, and I got these two big and I got a Hulk Hogan doll and a Macho Man doll, and they're action figures, not dolls, but they're way too big for the ring. But my parents didn't know, and they're kind of like disappointed at that, but I didn't give a shit. I just like, cool, I got Hulk Hogan Ultimate Warrior, and I'm just playing with them the whole time. I didn't care. And if I was happy, they were happy at the end of the day. But the Super Nintendo was the big highlight. I remember playing it, then being all upset that we had to go to bed. But the next day, that morning when we woke up, and I woke up to them playing the game, and I was playing on my typewriter and everything, but I was kind of looking back and listening to them play the game. It was really cool. Really one of those epic moments, and Mario World's one of my all-time favorite video games. It's not my favorite Mario game ever. That goes to another game, but it's damn near up there. Love it, and I'll always remember that Christmas. But that wasn't the only game we got for Christmas. We also got this game, Ultraman, and I know this game gets a lot of hate, and probably rightfully so, but this game's kind of a guilty pleasure of mine. I kind of like it. It's a kind of underrated fighting game for me. I don't know, the controls are kind of wonky and everything. They're kind of jank, but I have fun with this game as a kid, and I still kind of do. It's different, but I kind of liked it. I don't know, something about being a giant man beating up giant monsters is appealing to me. It's appealing to me. It was a fun game. I really love the soundtrack. The soundtrack is great in this game, by the way. Graphics are pretty good too, but yeah, I understand the criticisms, but I like this game. We actually did beat it too. What really, really made me a Super Nintendo fan was these games, the Donkey Kong Country trilogy. These games are epic. I love them. This was great. I remember how we got this game. My cousin, who was living with us at the time, he went to go check the mail, and I think someone left this outside. It was this and Mario Kart, because we also had Mario Kart. I think I still actually had Mario Kart. but he left us outside, and somebody left us outside, excuse me, and I don't know, he just took it, brought it in, and we started playing. I remember I had to finish my homework. I was prepared to finish my homework, and then I got in trouble because I rushed it a little bit. But I eventually finished it, and I was watching them play the game, and it was my brother and his friend, because he knew the ins and outs of this game, and I was watching it play, and I was like, well, the graphics are incredible. I remember the first time I actually saw this game, well, it was a commercial, and I was like, wow, that looks really real. But then, remember one day I was at a Target, and they had a kiosk for this game, and it was the forest level, and I was looking at it, and I thought it was like a real picture of a real forest. And I kind of looked, and I was looking, I was like, wait a minute, it's like, why does the Super Nintendo look connected to it first? And then I kind of looked like, wait a minute, this is a video game. This is Donkey Kong Country. So I started playing the game, and I failed miserably at it, but it was like, wow, these graphics were incredible, and they were. And they still look pretty cool today. Really, really nice. I enjoyed this. I really enjoyed this game. And funny enough, when we got this game the same year that this one came out, DKC 2 Diddy Kong's Quest. I thought it was a little weird that Donkey Kong was in the name of the title, but he wasn't really in the game, because in this one you have to save Donkey Kong. But this is by far the best one in the series. It has the best music. It's a very fast-paced game too, because in the first one you have Donkey Kong who's kind of slow, and you have Diddy Kong who's pretty fast. In this game you have Diddy who's fast, and you have Dixie who's fast. And Dixie, who has that glide move, she can use her hair as a weapon, and I love this game very much. I remember the first time I was bugging my brother if he was going to get it for Christmas, and he said, "Are you going to get it for Christmas?" I'm like, I want the Super Nintendo, that's you. He pretty much suggested that I should ask for it for Christmas, and I didn't do it. I probably should have, but it was in summer of 1996. I was visiting my grandmother for 2 weeks, and after we got home, Hollywood Video actually opened up, and my brother had rented a game. I can't remember what it was, but they were gonna bring it back the next day, and we're gonna rent something else. And my dad suggested that, hey Adrian, you should rent a game. And I already knew what I was gonna rent because my brother told me they had this game here, so I was like, okay. So I had the money, went over there. This is the first game I've ever rented, was Donkey Kong Country 2, and I rented that, and oh my gosh, it was so much fun. So much fun. My brother rented a baseball game too, and he started playing his game afterwards, and he said his game was awful, so he went back to playing this game. So it's like, it was insane. So much improved from the first game. I love this game very much. And then finally, the same year in 1996, Donkey Kong Country 3 Dixie Kong's Double Trouble came out, and I really like this game too. This is a really fun game. For a while, this was my favorite of the series, and then I played, then I got back to playing 2 recently, and I realized 2 is better, because this one kind of goes back to not as being as fast paced. I love how fast paced 2 is compared to 3. That's the big thing, and I think the music is better in 2. But this one has great music as well. Great graphics, obviously. And this one you actually have Kiddy Kong instead of as the new Kong, who is a gigantic baby, but it's actually pretty fun to play as. He gets I think he gets a bad rap because he's a baby, but I don't know. I thought it was fun. It was cool. I remember I asked for this game for Christmas, and this is a pretty kind of leads into the next game I want to talk about for a quick second, but I asked for this game for Christmas in '96. I didn't get it, unfortunately. I remember being excited Christmas morning thinking, oh my gosh, I'm gonna play Donkey Kong Country 3, because I asked for this and I asked for Donkey Kong Country 2, so I could finally own that game as well, so I have to keep renting it. And asked for like a couple of Game Gear games as well. I should do a video on Game Gear in the future. But I did ask for this game. This is my number 1 game. Woke up Christmas morning, really excited. I start opening gifts and everything, and Unfortunately, I did not get this game. Little, little bummed, but I mean, I did get a lot of games still, and I wasn't like super upset. I didn't throw a fit or anything like that. I handled myself very well, and I'm really happy about how I handled myself that morning because I could have just been a fucking brat, and I wasn't. I said, well, it is what it is. I was grateful for what I got, and the game that I got actually, one of the games that I got was Spawn, and this is a really fun game. This is the first time I actually really heard of Spawn. I never heard never heard of the comic books or anything like that. And the funny thing enough is that I got this Christmas in '96. In '97, the live action movie came out, so I was like, oh wow, it's kind of funny how that works. But this game is really fun. I really like this game. It's a beat 'em up. You play a Spawn, and I never finished it because I think I got stuck in one part. But the music is fun. The graphics are pretty cool. The gameplay is really fun. It's a really fun beat 'em up. I really enjoyed this game. It took me a while to like really dig deep into it, but when I did, I was kind of hooked. This is a really fun game. One of these days I will actually finish this. But I would eventually get my own copy of Donkey Kong Country 3 and actually have the box up on my shelf too. It took me a while to finally get a physical copy of this game. I did rent this game, I think it was New Year's Day. Was it New Year's Day? Was it the day after New Year's? One of those days. I did finally rent this game, and I enjoyed the hell out of it. So much fun. Really fun game. But this whole trilogy in general, the DKC trilogy, really made me a Super Nintendo fan. It was these games I did right here. Just like how the Sonic trilogy made me a Sonic fan, but that's another video for another time. Now for kind of an obscure game, The Lion King. This was really hard at the time. It was a hard game to play and beat. Actually, I don't have the Genesis version, but the first time I played this game was on the Genesis. And then my cousin got it for the Super Nintendo, and we played it on there. My other cousin got it for the Super Nintendo. And we played it on there, and I remember going to my grandma's house, and we were playing this like crazy day in and day out. This is the main game we would play. This and Jungle Book. More on that game later. More on that game in the future, actually. But this game was super hard. First, when we were kids, this was to the 8th level. I did eventually beat this game later down the road. I actually did a Let's Play on it on my channel, so if you want to check that out, it's in there. But I played this game. We used to play this game to death. This was a fun game. The music was great. Love the movie. This is my all-time favorite movie. This was back when movie games were actually good. Disney was actually coming out with a lot of great movie games. It had this, it had Toy Story. I think the Jungle Book on the Genesis. Remember way back they had DuckTales, Darkwing Duck. They had Tailspin. Even like on the N64, The Bug's Life. They had a lot of really fun games, Disney games, and of course now like movie games are practically shit, but it is what it is. Lion King though really brings back memories for me. Really fun game. Highly recommend it. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that's all I really want to talk about. Just some of my memories playing these games on the Super Nintendo. Again, I think the Super Nintendo has a lot of AAA titles. Some games obviously I didn't mention Star Fox. I never owned the game. I own Mario Kart, but I can't find it. But Mario Kart's another game that was an instant classic for me. Love that game to death. Street Fighter 2. That game was... It's a great game, but I suck at Street Fighter. I'm terrible at it. Mortal Kombat 2, though, is a game that is the fighting game that really sticks to me because I love playing that game to death on the Super Nintendo. Me and my brother, sister, and cousins always played that crap out of that game. And of course, there's also like other games like Turtles in Time, Earthbound, some RPGs. Like I never was an RPG kid. I didn't get into RPGs until my mid to late 20s. But yeah, there's a lot to That's a lot to play on the Super Nintendo. I would highly recommend picking up the SNES Classic if you can find one. And there's also games on the Switch, SNES games on the Switch. Check those out as well. But with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe to this channel. It was great talking to you guys. Y'all have a great day. Take care. Be safe.